back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite dishes. It's a Tuscan chicken dish. It's Tuscan chicken with spinach and sun-dried tomatoes on angel hair pasta with pastry and bacon-wrapped asparagus. So hang on and I will show you how to make it. Okay, so first off, we're going to start with our asparagus, and what you want to do is turn your oven to 400 degrees. Now, on this platter here, I have 6 slices of bacon, and what I did is I cut that bacon in half long ways, like not across like this, but long ways, so that each piece of bacon will give you 2 really long strips. And here I have, let's see, asparagus. I think I have 12 pieces of asparagus here. So over here you want to have 12 strips of puff pastry. You can use whatever puff pastry you like. I like to make my own. It is so simple to make puff pastry. A lot of people are intimidated by that, but don't be intimidated by making your own puff pastry. It is really easy and simple. In this bowl here, I have 1 egg that I have beaten, and over here I have some salt and pepper. This is really simple. All you do is you find a strip of bacon, hold it right here, and just wrap it around the asparagus. Asparagus, that's fun to say. Asparagus. Wrap it around. You spin me right round, baby. Okay, now we're going to take some puff pastry here. Wrap it around the asparagus as well, just in between the bacon. Easy, right? Okay, now take that and lay it on your baking sheet. I have a baking sheet over here off camera. Lay that on your baking sheet. Now we're going to do this with all of our asparagus. I'll just do that one more time. Wrap it with a piece of bacon. Because who doesn't want to be hugged by like a piece of bacon? And we're hugging the asparagus with a piece of bacon. I mean, that's awesome, right? The asparagus is probably pretty darn happy. I would be. Okay, now wrap it around. Okay, just like that. Now wrap up all of the asparagus, which I'm going to do right now. So I'll pause the video and then come back and show you what to do with the egg. Okay, so they are all wrapped up, looking like little mummies. And then all you want to do is take a pastry brush and then take the egg in your bowl and just brush it over them. That's going to make them like really nice and golden. And then once you're done with the egg, sprinkle them with salt and pepper. Okay, now you're going to stick those in the oven, and I say start checking them around 15 minutes. Sometimes, depending on the size of the asparagus, this is pretty good sized. I let it go for around 18 minutes, but I'd say start checking around 15, you know, so as not to burn the little darlings. Okay, there's that. Let's do some salt and pepper. And then once I'm done with this, like I said, I'm going to stick it in the oven. And while that's cooking, I'm going to clear up my little area here. And then I'll show you what to do for the chicken. Okay, now for our chicken. And I just realized I got pepper in my pot over here, my pan, whatever you want to call this thing. Okay, right here I have 2 pounds of chicken breast that I have sliced, about like that. And I seasoned it with some salt and pepper. I have olive oil in my pan. And this is over medium heat. Now I'm going to put the chicken in there, and I'm going to cook it until it is all the way cooked. Like all the way through. No raw chicken here. We don't want any of that. So let's go ahead and put all that in there. Move over. So once you have all of your chicken in there, you want to cook it, like I said, till it's all the way through. And while that's cooking, you can go ahead and start getting your seasonings together, because we're going to need that here in a second. So in here I have 1 teaspoon of parsley, half a teaspoon of oregano, and half a teaspoon of basil. In this tiny little bowl here, I have, what do I have? How much garlic? Oh, 2 teaspoons. That's right. Because I'm doubling this recipe from what I normally make it, because I want to have leftovers. So in this I had 2 teaspoons of garlic. I'm like, wow, that looks like a lot. But, oh well. It is a lot compared to how much I normally make. But I'm going to go ahead and let this cook. And I'm going to wait for my pasta to cook over here, that big old pot of yummy looking angel hair pasta that I have going. So I'm going to let it finish cooking. I've got some wine chilling over here. So I'll be back just in a minute. Okay, so now what I have done is I've reduced the heat down to a medium low. And I'm going to take all of my little chicken blobs out here. Take them all out, take them all out. And then what we're going to do is in this same pan with like all these yummy like little bits of chicken, we are going to make our sauce, okay? And that's really simple. Okay, so what we're going to put in here, make sure my temperature's right here. I'm going to put in 1 cup of chicken broth, chicken stock, whatever chicken liquid you want to use. Well, that sounded awful, didn't it? So I got 1 cup of chicken broth, and then next we're going to put in 2 cups of heavy cream. Please bear with me. There's 1 cup. There's 2 cups. Right there. Then into that, we're going to put our 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Why am I still holding my tongs? I'm holding on to these tongs for dear life because I like them and I don't want to lose them. But anyway, our 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. And like I said, in here I have a teaspoon of parsley, half a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of basil. I'm just going to let that cook just for a second. And I'm going to start grating up my Parmesan cheese here. You want 8 ounces, a whole cup. And this is an 8-ounce block. So I'm just grating it here on my cheese grater. We're going to let this start to simmer, okay? Just bring that to a simmer. And then once it comes to a simmer, we're going to add in our Parmesan, some spinach, and sun-dried tomatoes. So while that is doing its thing, I'm going to finish grating my cheese here and then come back and show you what to do. Okay, well, I thought my camera was recording and apparently it wasn't. So what I did is I just dumped my Parmesan into our sauce and I was letting it cook just for a few minutes until it starts to thicken up. And it has started to thicken up a bit. So now what I'm going to dump in here is 3 cups of organic baby spinach. I like a lot of spinach in mine. And I know this looks like a lot of spinach, but believe me, y'all know how spinach is. It's going to cook down. I'm going to move this and hopefully I don't steam up my camera. And then I'm also going to add in some sun-dried tomatoes. I really like this brand. And this whole little jar is 8 ounces. And you need a cup. So I've already drained the oil out of it. So I'm just going to dump the whole jar in there. And now all you're going to do is just let this simmer for a few minutes. It's going to thicken up a little bit more. Oh my goodness, that smells good. It's going to thicken up a little bit more and your spinach is going to wilt down. Now when that happens and your spinach is all wilty and your sauce has thickened a little bit, you're going to put the chicken back in there. Cook it for another minute or so just to make sure that your chicken is nice and hot and your sauce is nice and it's not going to be really thick, okay? Because it's going to be watery enough to put on top of pasta, you know, so it's not going to be really thick. But it's going to be a little bit thicker. So just let that cook for a minute. Like I said, put the chicken in, cook it for another minute or so. And then you're going to serve this over your pasta with your asparagus. Good, good stuff. Of course, you saw it at the beginning of the video. Looks good, tastes good, 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 good. If you would, please give me a thumbs up, click subscribe, check me out on other forms of social media. The links to all of those are in the description box down below. And as soon as I can get over to my computer after this, I will have the written recipe on my website with a link to it in the description box as well.